Hey everybody! Once again, this is Don Squires, and welcome back to DM-Compound, a level that I created as a teaching tool for my second year with the Internal Drive Gaming Academy held at Stanford University. This video is going to be a detailed look at the Barracks section of the level, and if you have not yet seen the first video in this series, the DM-Compound overview, please go watch that one first, as it'll give you a fly-through of the level and a broader base of information about it. So with the barracks here, this ended up being the area that really required the most custom stuff. Without being able to import any assets, I really had to get creative with what was available in the UDK content browser. So I would need like benches and mats, beds, tables, food, a whole bunch of different stuff, and you really have to just see what you've got and see what you can make out of it. So the first area that I'd like to talk about is right behind the main door here. The first level of the barracks, I wanted it to be a medium range combat area. So you're using like rocket launchers and link guns in here. There's not too much cover for you to play around with. But I wanted it to feel like 3 distinct sections. So I had the dilemma of how do I keep that same combat range but still have it feel like it's designated for different activities. And to solve that, I really relied on lighting. So there are like I was saying, there's 3 distinct sections. The first one is the religious temple section, and we're using the same kind of lighting that we've used on the statue and other parts of the level, off in the armory, off in the vehicle depot. It's warm, it's golden. We've got these mats here for the followers to kneel on while they're listening to a sermon. Like it's just this piece of wood and a window frame. And then up front here, we've got the monk statue again. Same lighting setup that's shining down onto him. His guard statues, the lighting sconces, and then this podium here for their leader to deliver speeches from. We've got the 3 sides to it and a little place for him to keep his notes. And that's actually the same model on all of those. We switch it over to unlit so you can take a look a little bit better. So that's the side of it. You see there's a little bit of definition to it. You look down underneath, and it's the same exact thing. So just by squishing it, there we go. Just by squishing it and flipping it around, I was able to use it for a whole different purpose and make it feel like something unique. Pop that back over into lit. So the second section is the mission briefing area. So the lighting over here is very stark and white and cold. We've got some benches for the fighters to sit on while they're listening to the briefing. We've got their holographic mission system up here. It's just a couple of things of BSP with the transparent, with the opacity turned down, I should say. And the tiling here is kind of like their screensaver setup. And we've got a light down here that makes it feel like that the holographs are being projected rather than just things you can see through that are floating. And then the third section is the mess hall. So the lighting over here is really cold blue, and it feels completely distinct from the stark white and the really warm area of the temple. So this kind of like says, hey, come over here to get your food. Then moving in here, we've got their dinner. They're having some salad, some carrot salad. Trying to find something that would pass as food in the content browser was pretty difficult. So I settled on just finding some of the plant meshes that were there and putting together some salad. We've got some boxes here. The boxes that are opened up are simply the same model, really squished down, and I made sides out of them. Got some dishes here that they would use. these big old salad bowls. The actual salad bowl is the same tube that's used down for the vent in the armory. On the back side, we've got their wash-up area, fluid surface actor to give it some water, some piping, some stuff sitting in the soak, and some of their discarded food. And then one of the things that I wanted to have to bring it that kind of like off military frontier kind of feel is I put this ammo right next to where they would get food. So the followers would come over here, they'd grab their plate, make some small talk with the chef, grab some salad, and then, yeah, I could use a few more rockets. Let's go ahead and grab that. So I really wanted that to just kind of feel off kilter a little bit. And then, since the barracks is going to be the main area where the followers are living, I wanted it to feel a little bit fancy, because this part is their home. So we've got some siding down at the bottom of the wall here. We've got this these symbols that run down the wall. Then back here is where the barracks starts to move into the cave. So the area is supposed to feel unfinished. We've got the wall panel still hanging up. They've just gotten it all built out with their wires and pipes and all the stuff that would run underneath the wall. We've got stacks of the symbols ready to be installed. Stacks of the siding that are just waiting to be stapled in. Some machinery that they're still using. Wiring. Pipes that actually go to the outside and billow out smoke. And then the teleporter out to the cave. Then also, down here is a teleporter down into the armory. And it's where the U damage spawns. So moving upstairs, this is their sleeping area. So I put these alarm lights here to like alert them when they were under attack. So let me fire up the play from here. There we go. So yeah, the lights are really over the top. They're going to be attention grabbing. Anyone who's asleep up there is going to be just jolted awake. And with the lighting, I really wanted it to feel like kind of alien-like. So I really took inspiration from the alarm lights at the end of that film. And by putting a couple of them in here and having them start at different places, and it just really bathes this area in light. Oh, whoops. So yeah, so anyone who's up here who was sleeping, they're going to be awake. They're going to grab some stuff and hit these fireman slide poles. Just jump on down and be ready to fight who's ever down here. And that gives the barracks a really cool sense of three-dimensional combat. So when you're fighting down here, you're going to have to be concerned with fighting people up top there. If you're up top and you see a couple people fighting down here, jump on down and get into the fray. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce out of that and switch to unlit mode so we can see some stuff better up here. So this is their bed that they would use. And to make the bed, there's a lot of the same objects that you've already seen throughout the level. We've got the same supports here that are downstairs holding up the branch out to the cave. There we go. Let me pull out the bottom bunk and ungroup it. There we go. So their mattress is actually the same model as the box from downstairs. We've got these bits of stone that make up the bed frame. It is not the most comfortable looking bed in the world, but it's functional. and you don't really feel like it's stone until you pull it all apart and like, oh yeah, it is. Then we've got this slab of metal that serves as the as like the box spring. So when you're doing this kind of stuff, you do have to be careful. As you can see, the material on the slab of metal is, because it's so stretched, feels really low res, and it feels just off. So thankfully, it's not too bad if you view it from the sides. However, if you're looking at it just straight top down, it just does not look right, which is why it's completely covered and players will never see it. That on back together. There we go. And then each bed also has this ladder here for whoever's the top bunk to climb on into that. It's just made out of window frames put together. The same window frame as is used downstairs here. Same model, just smaller and put together to make it feel like a ladder. Then we've got some tables set up for them so that they could socialize in their off time if people aren't up here asleep. At every table is another one of the monk statues, just to make it feel like that they're always kind of like watching over the followers. Then there are chairs here. It's once again it's that same box model, just squished down, and then a piece of piping. The table is just a couple bits of BSP put together. Then back here we have a larger table, kind of like their communal dinner table. There's one over here, and there's a copy of all this on the other side of this row. So this one looks like they were sitting down to enjoy a meal, and then everything, went crazy. So this is just a couple of different models. Group. Got a bit of concrete there, and some supports. There we go. The light setup here, it's this mega ring that's covering up a hole that was cut into the BSP of the floor. You've got the same object up top here, which serves as a ring for the light to rotate around. So let me turn off the light sprite here. So this light will spin around this wheel, and turn those back on. This light is attached to that and just kind of makes it feel like that thing's actually giving off the light. And a spotlight down here is pointed in the same direction and rotates at the same rate. So if this will spin around and give everything the really cool lighting. Then we've got a couple of doors out. Go ahead and take this one. Which gets you to the outside of the barracks. There's two floors to the outside. You can run around underneath the eaves here, or you can run around up top. There's railings here so that people won't just straight up fall off. The eaves are slanted a little bit, which actually made lining up stuff like these railings really difficult. So I had to bring them in and put them a little bit deeper in. Otherwise, things would just feel like they're floating. Got a couple bridges that were used to go to the other sections. With the blown out wall of the armory, this one came just crashing down, and you can see some of the extra railings that are now like stuck to the side or fell off and got implanted into the ground. Got some jump pads right out front to make it easier to get up to the second floor if you wanted to. And then on this side is the still functional bridge over to the vehicle depot. So with this section of the level, I wanted to explore the different types of combat Downstairs we've got that medium range sectioned off area without using walls, with just using lights. Up here, the level feels much more constrained, much crazier, and more frantic due to the lighting and due to all of the cover that's going to be in the way. So you get some really cool firefights in here with like rockets going through the open space of the bed, and just all the lighting really makes it feel just really frantic, which is cool. So thank you very much for taking a look at my work, and at the end of this video there's going to be links to the other videos in this series. And if you've liked what you've seen, please check out my portfolio, which you can find at www.donsquiresgamedesign.com/portfolio.